So Josh Smith, it seemed like all they would show is the cutaway to Josh Smith on the bench doing nothing, just wishing his team could get the win in spite of his foul trouble. And ironically, he flies in out of nowhere to be the hero with the game-winning putback slam.
Well, didn't I hear somebody say, where is Josh Smith? I mean, all Mike Woodson did is he saved him for the right moment. Had him in there when they needed him. He follows it up. It's clearly off the rim. Tremendous play by Josh Smith. Watch him crash in there. Nobody puts a body on him. There's your winning basket.
Guess what? When you talk about, like you said, all night in foul trouble, not having the games that he's been having, but still making an impact on this game. He actually won this game coming off the bench, getting a chance to make that one play that makes a difference at the end of the game.
I think it's a sign of his maturity, right? The fact that there probably was a couple of years ago, maybe Josh would have been on the bench, thinking about himself and not thinking about the team and why aren't I in the game and this kind of thing. But he was up cheering on his teammates. You didn't see any pouting. You just saw, he was really focused and into what his team was doing on the court, kept his head in the game, and then he comes out and makes a game-winning play.
You said it, Rick. What he was doing on the bench while he was sitting down in foul trouble, getting up, cheering for his teammate, first off the bench, meeting the guys during the timeouts and breaks in action, still focused, still mentally into this game, and that shows you Josh Smith has took another leap as far as his career. He has a chance to be, I think, borderline all-star this year, especially with the Hawks playing the way they're playing. You have to take him from the Hawks team.
Rick, I don't know if we can go back again, but if you see that play over again and you're wondering, well, where was the guy that was supposed to be blocking out Josh Smith? If you look what happens, they 2-on-1. Hold it right here. In that situation, you'll see there's one man underneath the basket blocking out, the white jersey. However, you see the two men challenging Bibby's shot right there? That means there is nobody. Josh Smith is on the right elbow right now. There's not a guy to put a body on him. That's because the offside guy blocking out was caught with two white jerseys. He put his body on one, couldn't get it on the other.
Now, let me bring you back to NBA TV Real Training Camp. George Karl, is nice enough to let us in on his practices. He is huge on not double-teaming a shot that's already contested on defense. In other words, when we already have a guy on a guy, don't come over and double when a guy already has the offensive player. So you saw Houston right there in a situation where Bibby, I thought, was pretty well guarded. I think it was Hayes that came over to give that extra help. And I'm not saying, Hayes is a terrific player and he's doing his thing. It's just, at that moment in time, Hayes probably shouldn't have gone over for the double, probably should have tried to box out Josh Smith, but you never know.
Here's the only problem with that. It's the end of the game. When Bibby put the ball down with his left hand, that second defender, if it was Hayes, as you mentioned, he had to make a decision if Bibby was going to the basket because Bibby's defender was on his right side. So he may have said, I've got to come. It's the game on the line.
Yeah.
He starts to come. Bibby pulls up and shoots a jump shot. Now you've got a guy caught in nowhere land, okay?
Yeah, you're totally right, Mike. I think when you look at it like Chuck Hayes made this decision, unfortunately, we can talk about it now because we're rewinding it. One, like Coach said, he went left-handed. Chuck Hayes went up. This is where Aaron Brooks has to leave Mike Bibby and go find Josh Smith. That's easier said than done, and it's hard to go find a guy when all this is going on.
And I have to say, Bibby got by Brooks. Hayes had to come over and help at that point. So as we sit here and really split the atom on this play, really, I don't think there's any fault at all. I just think it's a good basketball play by Josh Smith. I mean, like you said, it's a tie game. You can't let that shot get up. You got to sell out to get over there and try to stop that shot by Mike Bibby and, on third, fourth, fifth looks. You can't fault Chuck Hayes the way he played that.
The number one premise of defense is keep the ball in front of you. And Brooks wound up on the side of Bibby. Okay, you've got to get back in front, square him up, make him shoot a jump shot over the top of you if he's going to shoot it. By him getting caught, Brooks on the side of Bibby, that's what forced the next defender to come over for fear he either had a challenge or get in front of a driving Bibby. And as a result, they got 2-on-1 on the weak side.
Yes, for sure. And I think also, I love to see the guy on the ball make it more difficult. Give whoever took the basketball credit for Atlanta Hawks made a pinpoint pass. You got to make the pass go a little bit further out, but they didn't. They got it to Bibby, and that's when you get an off-balance defense that leads to a big-time tip dunk for the game.
Yet another highlight from the highlight factory, and yet another win from the Atlanta Hawks. The hero, Josh Smith, at the end in a game that you saw live looked here on NBA TV. Yeah, the celebration is on in Atlanta. The Rockets head home or wherever they're going after this game, bumming hard. The Atlanta Hawks moved to 11-2. You saw it live here on NBA TV.